the market continues to put out mixed signals as values hold even with inventory levels climbing. I'm Tony with Clarkson Santoro, and this is our real estate update for the week of Friday, May 1st. We know that selling or buying a home can be very stressful and confusing. That's why we do these weekly videos, so you can know how the market is impacting your options as a home seller or buyer. As always, we like to start off by looking at how the market performed over the past week. There are now 81 homes on the market, up 4 from the 77 we had last week, with the average asking price staying almost completely level, just $10,000 more this week. 11 homes went pending, which is 5 more than we had last week, and it's nice to see that number in the double digits again. However, the asking price on those pending sales dropped significantly to $1,643,000, down from $1,867,000 last week. And only 5 homes sold this week, down from the 12 we had last week. And the average closing price dropped as well to $1,808,000, down from the just over $2 million we had last week. So now we know how the market performed last week. Next, we like to look at the trends and indicators that help us know where the market might be heading. But as always, before we do that, if you do find this information helpful, please hit that subscribe button down below. That way more people can find this information and get the help they need. And while you're down there, why not share it with a friend? Everyone deserves to be in the know about their local real estate market. Okay, let's look at those broader indicators. Starting with the inventory, like we always do, it continued to climb even as the number of new pending sales jumped significantly back into the double digits this week. But like I said, it's on a pretty straight up, pretty direct line up for the past couple of weeks. The good news, and it's even more significant than we saw last year when we were creeping up to the highest point of inventory that we were last year. The good news about this year compared to last is there are less coming soon listings, so hopefully we're already at the height of the inventory level and it'll start falling off here soon, especially with double-digit pending sales. Hopefully we can do that again next week. The turnover rate, because of those 11 pending sales, did improve this week, which is a good sign. It did not increase by a lot, only 5%, from 35 up to 40, so we're still well below that 50% mark, which is lower than we'd like to see anyway. But any positive movement in the turnover number when we are living in such a slow turnover is a good sign, I would say. The over-under number continues to perform well, which is counterintuitive to the way the inventory and turnover numbers have been going. We actually had a slight increase in the over-asking this week, just a little bit, still less than a whole percent above asking. But like I said, anytime, the fact that it's still in the over is impressive. With the recent increase in inventory, I'm still expecting to see this drop into the under in a week or two, but I will be surprised if it does drop significantly just based on the way things have been going. I think it'll stay very close, plus or minus, to that break-even line here. Along the same those same trend lines, the average asking price improved again as well, or average closing price rather, improved again as well. It is up just a little to about 1.975 this week. The fact that home values continue to hold despite the sluggish market movement is a testament to the high desirability of San Ramon. And like I said, I do expect it to kind of live in that $1.9 to $2 million range for a while. Beyond the desirability, the other thing that continues to help values hold steady is the ability for buyers to afford the price. We continue to see a lot of buyers coming from the South Bay, where tech companies are king. Their continued success helps provide reliably high incomes for buyers looking in our neighborhoods. That reality is demonstrated by the fact that the Triple Q fund has been on this continued growth trend line since March, despite the overall economic concerns surrounding fuel costs, oil costs. Like I mentioned, it's on a consistent trajectory and closed another 3.5% higher this week compared to last week. Unfortunately, the interest rates are not as immune to the oil prices as the Triple Q fund is. They did increase again this week, rebounding to the same level that they were at 2 weeks ago by 7 basis points. So we were at 6.3 2 weeks ago, and we're right back there again. This will continue to slow down both buyers and sellers. Sellers who don't want to lose their low mortgage rates, and buyers who can't afford the higher payments, so they're holding off till they can see the interest rates reduce, hopefully. The high pending numbers and closing value stats taken by themselves would point to a very normal, healthy, fast-moving spring market. Of course, those stats don't tell us everything we need to know. The high inventory and low turnover rates are the counter to those other stats and help reveal the whole story. We remain in a market that you can find success in, but it requires a more thoughtful approach. San Ramon home values continue to hold steady despite the slow market movement. And the ones that do go, they do go pending, tend to do so with a shorter time on market and significant buyer interest. This market can be confusing, and it reiterates the importance of working with a professional you can trust to help guide you through the stress and confusion. Thank you for joining me for this weekly update. I hope it helps you understand how our market is impacting your options. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and ring the bell so you know every time we have the new update, and you can stay informed on how the market is shaping up this year. And if you do have any questions about how you can navigate the stressful and often confusing process of selling or buying a home, leave a comment down below or reach out to us directly. We're here to help guide you every step of the way. Have a safe weekend, and I'll see you next week with a new update.